What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. We are back for another banger. Now, today we're going to be talking about the next 20 characters I would like to see next in the game. Now, keep in mind, this is a realistic list. This is not me just shooting shit at the wall. This is me trying to accurately guess what I think the next, not Galactic Legend, but the next characters in general will be. I did not include a Galactic Legend on this list. I did include a Conquest one though, so that'll be pretty interesting. Oh, you guys can hear me. You can hear that. Well, we're going to be getting into the list today. I'm very excited about this. If you haven't already checked it out, make sure you check out our brand new Discord server. We're having so much fun over there. It's awesome. It's a fun place. It's a fun time. We're talking about a bunch of crazy, fun, awesome Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes stuff. If you want to be a part of the community, come check it out. It's really cool. Anyways, like, subscribe, do all of the fun stuff that I am supposed to tell you because I am a good YouTuber, and we're going to get right on into this video. So, we're going to do this in kind of an order, and again, this is going to be realistic. I'm going to be doing what I think will be the next thing that comes to the game. What I think the next thing to come to the game potentially could be, I think Axe Woves. Axe Woves better be the next thing that's in this game, because I don't even know what else they would do. I mean, like, seriously, I don't know what other option they would have besides Axe Woves. If they decided to do anyone else, it really, in my opinion, it wouldn't make much sense. I think that because we have Paz Vizsla here, they're probably going to do characters that are in the same realm of, of Mandalorian, so same sect, I guess. So if you look at the same sect, okay, so they have like Ragnar that they haven't added, but they already have pretty much everyone there. And we're nowhere leading towards Bo-Katan. Okay, so let's look at Bo-Katan's group. Axe Woves is the #1 character that comes to mind when you think of a Mandalorian. Well, that isn't already in the game. That's part of this era. I think that totally makes sense. I think Axe Woves would fit in so well to this team. He would be, I feel like Axe Woves, he would be a fleet commander probably for a Mandalorian fleet because they have that Moff Gideon lightspeed cruiser that they stole. I totally think that Axe Woves could be a light side Mandalorian fleet commander. I think I don't know. I think he'd be really fun. I could see you giving him like a maybe like a melee ability, because we've seen him a few times without, with just going fist to cuff. I think that'd be pretty cool if he had like some sort of melee ability where he didn't like use his blasters. Obviously his first one would be blaster, and probably second one would be, I don't know, melee. That'd be cool. Maybe like a fracture, no idea, just throwing shit at the wall. We don't know how Bo-Katan's gonna work yet, so it's kind of hard to say how her team should work without knowing how Bo-Katan should work. So I think he would be pretty cool. I think if we're gonna have Axe Woves, Koska Reeves is up there as well as one of those characters that just immediately comes to mind. Like, I mean, again, Paz Vizsla, we can actually, like, I'm gonna actually do this battle. I already did it, but we're just gonna do it for the video because I'm a good YouTuber. I think Koska Reeves would totally make sense for, like, if you were gonna, like, maybe as a support character. I think a support character could totally work for Koska Reeves. I think that she didn't have as much screen time, so I think I'd be okay with her not being in the game, but it would be weird if you had Axe Woves without Koska Reeves. So if the team were to be Bo-Katan, Axe Woves, Paz Vizsla, and Beskar Armor Mando, I think Koska Reeves has got to be the one that finishes that slot. Like, who else would do it? I mean, Armor, I guess, could potentially, but I feel like Armor is more of like a lead for the team that we're seeing on screen right now. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think Koska could go really well with this team. I think she would be more of a support character, in my opinion. That probably would work out really, really well, to be honest with you. So, let's go on to this next battle. I'll run another one, because why not? We'll do tier 1. I think as well as Koska Reeves, we're going to move on to more Mandalorian stuff here. I think we have Baby Yoda in the IG-11 suit. I think that would be a lot of fun. Like, I think this would be a great way for them to capitalize on The Mandalorian Season 3. And if they didn't want to just do Grogu in the suit. They could just do the new IG-11, although we haven't really seen much of him yet, so I don't know if that would be a completely fair thing to do, just considering we haven't seen anything from him yet. We haven't seen him do any new stuff besides Wave, so I'm not sure how unique of a character just IG-11 would be on his own as a new character, because he'd have to be different than the original IG-11 somehow. So maybe a tank, but he does some different stuff, has some different synergies. I don't really know how that would work. So I don't know. I think he would be pretty interesting. But besides IG-11, we have these guys. So I think that if they weren't going to add so many, I guess, Death Watch and The Watch Mandalorians, I think these Mandalorian survivors would be really, really cool. We saw a bunch of them on Mandalorian the season finale. I would be so hyped if we got a character like that. Like, I'm going to play some more gameplay that I recorded for you guys while I'm talking. I think that, like, those Mandalorians were super, super cool. I really liked them. I think they added so much to, like, what to look at, because, like, we've been so familiar with seeing the blue and the gray and then the mishmash, like the mishmash. I don't know how to say it, I guess. But these guys are like darker toned, but they're good guys. They're kind of like worn. I think that's really, really cool. I really like the idea of these Mandalorian survivors. I mean, if they really wanted to, I know they're not going to, but they could make that a whole faction if they really wanted to. But I totally could see that just be more of an attacker role for a Mandalorian Bo-Katan team. But next up, oh my god, I'm going to stop clicking the screen there. We have Boba Fett. So I'm like kind of shocked that the only version of Boba Fett from the Mandoverse that we have is the Boba Fett Scion of Django, because like this is the new Boba Fett. Like this is his armor now. It totally makes sense for him to be like a character, even if he's not even like in the Bo-Katan team. I'm kind of shocked that he's not in the game. He's such a huge character. Like CG clearly knows what they're doing when they like invent these, like they put Scion of Django in here for a reason, right? Like Boba Fett is one of those quintessential Star Wars characters that everyone knows and loves, I feel like, until Book of Boba Fett. That's up for debate, but adding a new Boba Fett just seems like a no-brainer. It just seems like a no-brainer. It could be a Scion. It could honestly be a Boba Fett Scion of Django lifter. You could also maybe include have Fennec be more synergized to this Boba Fett somehow, and then you have Boba Fett Scion of Django, and Fennec being like a team. I could totally see that working as like a 3v3. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. I'm just kind of shocked they haven't monopolized on that yet. And then in the same vein, we have Vane. He's not on the list, but that would be interesting. In the same category, Cobb Vanth, kind of a big part of the Mandoverse now. I absolutely love his character. I read the Aftermath trilogy, and he was in there, and I thought he was so unique. Every single time I got to a Cobb Vanth chapter, I was like, oh my god, I want to book on just this guy. He's super cool. Again, one of those characters I'm just like, how has CG not capitalized on this character? It's another character wearing Boba Fett Mandalorian armor. You'd think that would be a no-brainer, but alas, here we are. Am I playing the same video in the background over and over again? I'm a professional YouTuber, you guys. Here, we'll do this. And then, I don't know. I feel like Cobb Vanth is... he wouldn't fit onto probably not fit onto a Mandalorian team. He'd probably be like a scoundrel character, but man, he would be so cool. I just love Cobb Vanth. So after Cobb, we have Satine. If we're going to do some Mando stuff, I think it'd be interesting if we were to explore some of the Republic Mandalore side of things. She could be very similar to Mon Mothma. She's a pacifist. So her and her royal guards here would probably just be buffing and buffing and buffing, and then have like one or two attackers that just get ramped up and up and up and up and just do all the damage. So she would be a support. Tanks or her royal guards would be tanks, just like the royal guard. And then maybe characters like this guy be the attackers, and I think that would be super cool if they wanted to go that route. I don't expect them to at all. However, it would just be really cool if they did. Yeah, okay, so it's not working. It's not working as intended, you guys. That's my bad. I had this all set up. It's not working as intended. So I think A light side Mandalorian faction from like the Republic era would be so fun. I would be super into that. I'd be super into it, but I understand if we can't get this, that's totally cool. This is more of just a wish list. Well, this part of it is more of a wish list. But once we get past that, I think more into realism is maybe new Mandalorian Super Commandos. However, they also could just update the old ones because they just got the rebuff or the retouch up, I guess is what they're calling it. They're calling it the touch up. Since they got the touch up, they could do this Mandalorian, or they could add this to that team. I think that would be super cool if we got the new Mandalorian guys in there. That would be pretty sick if you ask me. So after we have these guys, we'll go into potentially another hot topic is the Praetorian Guards. I think the Praetorian Guards are long overdue to be in this game. I'm kind of shocked that they haven't been in it so far. The Last Jedi ones as well. So you could put this one in, or you could just put the Last Jedi ones in, or you could put both in, because I think those would be really cool tanks for the First Order. But this would definitely be an Imperial Remnant tank. And I don't know. I think to go up against the light side Mandalorians, you probably need a really cool Imperial Remnant team. And I mean, the Imperial Remnants they're getting there with Moff Gideon, or the new Moff Gideon, I should say. Like they're going places, but they're not quite there yet, in my opinion. So I think, well, I guess I can't really say that because we haven't really gotten to playtest Dark Trooper Gideon, I guess. But I think that more units in that faction would not hurt them at all. And I would be so down for a new Praetorian Guard. I mean, it's really, again, it's one of those things I'm kind of shocked that we haven't had more Praetorian Guard love in this game. Because if we look at the First Order faction, that's not what I want to look at. Look at the First Order faction, you have your teams, but I could totally see them adding so much more to this faction. Like, there's so much they can do with this. I don't know. I like the Kylo Ren, Hux, Sith Trooper, and First Order Stormtrooper team. That'd be cool. But maybe as like a Phasma Omicron lifter, I guess. I don't know if you really even need a lifter for it, but just another option to switch out, I guess. I don't know. I think it'd be really cool. You don't really need it. It would just be something cool I would like to see. But we're getting off topic here. We're talking about Imperial Remnants. Let me see. Where are you guys there? The Imperial Remnants are like fine, but it overlaps with Iden Versio's team. So if you had Dark Trooper Moff Gideon lead, or maybe just normal Moff Gideon, depending on whichever one works out better. So you have one of these guys leader, and the other guy would definitely be on this team as well. Then you have Dark Trooper on. If you wanted to take Dark Trooper on this team, sure. And then Scout Trooper. So then you need one more character. You throw in the Imperial Remnant Royal Guard, and then, or Praetorian Guard, I'm sorry. Imperial Remnant, Praetorian Guard, and then you can save these two for an Iden team, or you could take out Praetorian Guard and put them in for Dark Trooper, I guess if they wanted to make him a damage dealer, so that Dark Trooper stays on the other Imperial Trooper team. Obviously, depends on how CG wants to work this, but I totally could see them fitting an Imperial Remnant Praetorian Guard somewhere in here, especially since they really went all in on Paz Vizsla's overheats and his last stand abilities and stuff. So I think that would just be really cool if they included something like that. Moving on, Kelleran Beck. Okay, Kelleran Beck, I think, needs to be the next light side conquest character. We haven't had a light side conquest character in God knows how long. Let me check out my not activated. So I know, where I'm looking for light side conquest units besides Ben Solo, because I don't have any of them activated. I think it's pretty much just Ben Solo, and I feel like I'm forgetting something. That's why I'm looking. Cat, obviously. Cat and Ben Solo are like the only light side conquest characters, and I think Kelleran Beck would fit in here real nice. I mean, if we look at the Jedi, he wouldn't have any synergy with Mandalorians or anything. He'd be a Mandalorian character. So if we wanted to put him somewhere, he would be. I could totally see them having fun with the Jedi Master Luke inclusion, because Luke is one of those characters that are leading you into the metas right now. He's leading you into Leia. He's leading you into Jabba. So if they added a conquest unit and made Luke a little bit more viable to compete, I mean, he's not bad. I'm just saying that if they added another, not like a lifter, but just another unit to have fun with, kind of like Cal Kestis. A lot of people use him with Rey or they use him with Luke. Kind of like that. Maybe you just throw Kelleran Beck in like a Luke team just because it would be fun and it's a cool character. Not because the team necessarily is dying to have a lifter, but because it would be fun. It could just be a cool spot to put him. Or on a Revan team. I don't know. I would definitely find a place, maybe like synergy with Yoda or Yoda, but we don't really see him interact with any characters, so I don't know. It'd be really cool if Jar Jar Binks was in the game, because then that'd be really cool. Ahmed Best had 2 characters in the game. Which, speaking of which, yeah, so Jar Jar Binks needs to be in this game. I think Jar Jar Binks is my #1 character. Well, he's in my top 3 characters I want to be in the game. I think he would be the most interesting and the most fun character to play around with. I mean, I was talking about this in a video the other day. I don't know where I heard this, but Jar Jar could just constantly be giving his team debuffs, but every time the team gets debuffs, they get like they stack something that's super good, like some new ability or whatever. They stack it and stack it and stack it, or maybe they just add more Gungans every time they get like 3 debuffs. They add another Gungan, so there's like just 7 Gungans or something on a Gungan team. Something crazy like that would be so much fun. I think again he has the possibility of being the most fun character in the game. He's in my top 3 characters I want in the game. I'm just doing this in order of realism because I know they were going into Mando Season 3 first. And people keep talking about Gungans, so they know that we want it. And there's rumors, at least anyways, of them going back into the Clone Wars era, so this would be a stepping stone into that. With that Gungan team, you have to have Boss Nass. He has his main attack has to be his attack where it just spits. Or maybe that's an AoE, actually. Probably his second ability being an AoE. I don't know what his first... Well, his first would probably be a call to assist, wouldn't it? It would be a call to assist, and then his second would be an AoE, and then he'd have a unique. Whatever. You get what I'm saying. He would be a leader for the team, for sure. I just kind of... I don't know. I guess he could also be similar to a Mon Mothma, because he doesn't really fight. He just kind of calls people to assist, I guess. So I could totally see that working out. Captain Tarpals, man. I love Captain Tarpals. Captain Tarpals is my favorite Gungan. I'm sorry, Jar Jar. Get out of the way, but Captain Tarpals is the GOAT, doing the Gungans justice. I would love to see him. He would be definitely probably... I could see him being the Gungan tank, would be Captain Tarpals. He takes out Grievous, and even though he dies doing it, he's one of the only 2 characters, I think, in canon to take out Grievous. So... I think he could be a tank character. I think that'd be really cool. Synergies could be with Gas. Well, I guess this would be Gungan faction in general. If they had some synergy with Padme, or if they had synergy with Gas and Kenobi, basically the Clone Wars characters, right? That'd be pretty cool, I think. Let's see what the next character is. Queen Amidala. This is kind of like, I think a personal thing for me would be really cool. I don't even know if this is necessarily a widespread agreed thing, but if we had a Naboo faction and you could mix up Gungans with Naboo characters, I think that'd be so cool. And they added a Nabooian tag. Someone commented this the other day, and I thought it was so genius. You could give Qui-Gon a Naboo tag. That'd be pretty cool to get some synergy there. I don't know if you would give Anakin Naboo synergy. Obviously, the Gungans would have Naboo synergy. You could add Padme with a new Padme. You could have old Padme. Well, you could have episode 2 Padme that's currently in the game, give her the tag, have a new Padme in the game. That would be cool. I didn't include him on the list, but you probably would want to do Captain Panaka as well if you're going to do a Queen Amidala. Captain Panaka being probably an attacker with maybe a mass assist or mass swarm ability. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I think expanding besides Gungans, because everyone's talking about Gungans, if we expanded that to Naboo, there's a lot of interesting synergy there. And in that vein, young Obi-Wan, I'm kind of shocked we don't have a young Obi-Wan. I mean, the only characters that we have from episode 2 in the game is Darth Maul and Qui-Gon, I believe. So having a younger version of Obi-Wan would be great. I mean, that also goes for Anakin. Again, that's another thing I didn't put on this list. Having an episode 2 Anakin and an episode 2 Obi-Wan would be so cool. I know that there's an episode 2 appearance for Anakin in Geo territory battles, because my guild, just did it, didn't we? I think we just finished it. And now we're on to Territory War, I believe. Yeah, we're on to Territory War, but we just did Territory Battles. And I know that there's an episode 2 Anakin skin in there. And I think that would just be really, really cool if they added the younger versions of those characters in this game. I think it's overdue to have some fresh blood in the game. Plus, again, we're going into this Naboians that I keep talking about. If we were to do it, then it would just be, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think it would be a lot of fun having a whole new faction with some characters that we already have geared up I think that'd be so fun. I would genuinely love that. Oh, we got speed. Let's go, chat. That's awesome. Yes. Let me know who my Wampa mods are. I've been working on them. I know this is totally off topic. My chat's been telling me to work on them. I need to work on my speed arrow for sure, but I've been working on my Wampa mods. Anyways, what's the next character besides that? Yes. Okay. So we're kind of moving away from episode 1 Naboo stuff, but we're still in the Clone Wars realm. What if, I know people are talking about Clone Wars. What if we don't go back to Clone Wars, but we go back to the end of Clone Wars, and that being Bad Batch? Because the only real Bad Batch characters we have in the game is the Bad Batch. So, I mean, the Bad Batch have a whole separate team now. There's a whole second appearance of characters from season 2. I don't know if they'll do that necessarily, but it would be really cool. I think they're going to rock the same fits in season 3. But moving beyond that, besides the basic stuff, Republic Commandos being in this game would be so cool. I have Scorch on screen, and there's a reason I have Scorch specifically, and we'll get to that in a second. But I have Scorch on screen. We have those Imperial Commandos right there. We could also have Republic Commandos. Some version of a commando, if we're going to get back into the Clone Wars, would be so fun. I would be super happy with this. Man, I love Republic Commando. Republic Commando is one of my favorite Star Wars video games of all time. I played it a few years ago for the first time, and I fell in love with it. I love clones. I think they're super, super cool. And, I mean, if you look at the Clone Trooper tag, it's kind of sad. We have the 501st, and we have the Bad Batch, and we have Captain Rex. So Captain Rex, this goes on the Phoenix team. It's not really like it's kind of a clone, but like, you know what I mean. And then you have the Bad Batch, which goes with the Bad Batch. That's all just the Bad Batch characters. And then you have the 501st that goes with Gas. And then you just have Cody left over, and Cody and Clone Sergeant left over as Obi-Wan Rex requirements. So adding more clones and fleshing this out would be super cool. I didn't put this on the list, but characters like Hardcase, which would be a Clone Sergeant but better, basically. Or dude, what you could do is just get rid of Clone Sergeant completely and then just change this to Hardcase. That would be super cool. Anyways, you could have had Kix as a healer for the Gas or whatever. I don't know, something like that. Expanding upon this clone team would be really cool. But with this list specifically, I'm saying Scorch or an Imperial Commando or Republic Commando. But I kind of want Scorch. I love Scorch. So we move up beyond that. If we're going to get into Bad Batch characters, we don't have Republic Crosshair and we have Republic Bad Batch characters. So I think it would totally make sense if we have Republic Crosshair. But in Conquest, there is the Imperial Crosshair. So it would make sense if we had an Imperial Crosshair as well. I think if we're gonna get only get one version of Crosshair, we're definitely getting the Imperial version because they already have the model for it. But I would like both, and I would like them to do different things. I had an idea for this where we have Imperial Remnant and we have Imperial Troopers, but what if we had like Imperial Beginnings or something like that, like the transition where Bad Batch is taking place, because we have those first generation Stormtroopers in the black armor. We have Crosshair. We have the TK Troopers. We have the Commandos. You have those Doctor dudes. I'm forgetting the name of them off the top of my head. I really liked Bad Batch Season 2. And I just don't remember the name of those officers, but that officer dude that they were going after, you could have like a young Empire faction, I guess. Not in the same way that you have young Lando or anything like that in the game, but could have something similar to something like that. I don't know. I think that'd be really cool. We could move beyond Crosshair, and this is my number 20, where I would love to see the game go next. For our legacy character after Afra, Boss, please CG I know this is a huge ask, but it would be so cool if we're gonna go back to the Clone Wars. I really want the Commandos. I want the Commandos. I would R8 them. I don't think I don't want to R9 anyone. I don't have to, but if they're good, I would be happy to like sink everything I've got into them. I mean, if you look at Starkiller requirements, he requires 4 characters, right? You look at Afra, requires 4 characters. Okay, so if you're gonna do 4 characters for this legacy event for boss, you have Scorch, you have Sev, you have Fixer, and then you could have. This is where it gets kind of tricky. I don't want to say a new Geonosian because they fight Geonosians. I don't want to say like a. I don't know. You'd have to fit someone else in there, that 4th slot, because obviously you'd be going after boss. I mean, I didn't think about this far ahead. I guess I gotta check who would be an interesting fit for a 4th requirement for boss. It probably would be Galactic Republic somewhere. I mean, they fight Grievous, but I don't think Grievous being a requirement would make much sense. I mean, they don't fight him. He's just in the game. Maybe you do the Magna Guards, or you do B2 or something in there. Like, do a B2 at R7 or Magna Guard at R7 or something like that. Or Cup at R7. Make Cup useful for something. That'd be funny. Not that Cup isn't the best character in the game or anything like that for those of you who get it. But, I don't know. I think Boss being the next legacy character after Afra, oh, it would be Chef's Kiss, man. I want it so bad. I love Republic Commando. I think if you're going to get back into Clone Wars, man, this is how you do it. You see, because not only... Oh, wait. No, so pause. I just figured it out. You just have the normal Republic Commando. You have Republic Commando, then you have Sev, Fixer, and Scorch. There's your requirements. Boom. They're all commandos. They all have synergy. And also, some of them could work with that Imperial Beginnings faction I was talking about. And you can build out 2 separate teams there, because you can have the you can have an undergeared Delta squad, and you can have the Imperial Beginnings that I was talking about, or you can mix and mash the 2 because a lot of them are mixed together. So I don't know. I really love the Republic Commando. I think this is a really cool idea. I really hope it happens. I gotta be honest with you guys, because that I would be so happy. That would be so cool. That'd be so cool. Let me know what you guys think of my list in the comment section down below. I did my best to be realistic, but I mean, I threw a little bit of what I want to see in here. I'm trying to predict, but also wish. So let me know if there's any characters I'm missing out on. Again, I know there are characters I missed out on. Like, there's plenty. Like Magistrate Grief Karga. I'm sure they're gonna do Ahsoka stuff at some point. So, you know, characters like that, I'm sure we're gonna go into eventually. Just this is what I kind of want to see for the next 20 characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So, if you did enjoy watching the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and you do all that stuff, and join the Discord server, please. We're trying to get it up and running. It's so much fun. The progression system's great. You got channels for everything you can imagine. But I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.